Hey everybody, and welcome to the Face-to-Face Game Podcast, episode 36. My name is Thompson, and joining me today is Orr.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the podcast of the best hair on the internet.
Well, just him though, not this. This is
I
not.
was, quite frankly, being sarcastic, referring to both of us.
Well, I had a bath before coming on here, so at least I'm
And I
somewhat
woke
clean.
up 20 minutes ago.
So I put in effort.
I ran a brush through my hair.
So anyway, I haven't talked to you in a little while. What have you been up to?
Work. So much work, all of the works. I'm employed again, and that means so little time for video games. Which is kind of depressing, considering this is kind of like one of the central times for heavy gaming, because nobody is supposed to be working, or at least a lot of people have time off. And simultaneously, there's a lot of freaking releases coming out. Or at
Yeah.
least there were. It's slowed down now.
Well, also it is the Steam sale.
Also, Steam sale. This might be one of the first Steam sales in a very long time in which I probably am not going to buy anything.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you have a lot of games already. Like
Where are we at? 525 and counting?
Something like that. You have
I
a
just
very large
checked. I have
number.
Steam open right now.
Fair enough. I haven't picked up anything yet. I think I might, but we'll see. I'm not. Nothing's really
Uh,
jumping out at me, honestly.
Assassin's Creed Unity's off for 33%.
Yeah, about that. No thanks.
Yeah. Castle
I,
Crashers is on for $1.69. Now that's worth it.
that is worth it, but I own it, and so does
Yes.
almost everybody I know.
I don't. Somehow I do not own Castle Crashers.
How do you not own Castle
I
Crashers?
think I have it on XBLA.
Still though, I'm
How
still
I didn't
rather
pick up
shocked.
a Humble Bundle or something at this point is mildly surprising, if nothing else.
I'd say more than oddly, but anyway, whatever.
Nope,
It,
too late now. Oh, on the other hand, Metal Gear Solid. That's something I need. I kind of want to buy that.
I've heard things, and I've also heard that it's short as balls.
Well,
So
yes and no. It's short as balls if critical path it. But like most Metal Gear games, it is rife with, let's say, alternate routes and little Easter eggs and, multiple ways of doing things and little secret hidey bits, I think is the technical term.
well, they always have a lot of detail in their games. Whatever it may be, like they've got like even in like Metal Gear Solid 2, you put down the porno, and the guy would come up and read it and be like, "Holy crap!" Or you look at all the magazines, you could shoot them all, and that was on
Or,
a PS2.
you hide in the locker, you stare at the poster of the pretty lady on the inside the door, and then you kiss it,
Yes,
and it
or
makes smooching noises.
it did do that. Or you phoned Otacon and it'd be like, "What are you doing?" As you're
As
like,
Snake just breathes heavily. Yeah.
"Yeah,
Breaking stuff.
no, don't do that. That's bad."
Only slightly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
as far as games being played, I saw you were playing Dead Island Epidemic.
Epidemic. That
How's
is
that?
more or less the only thing I have to talk about right now.
I am very curious about that because that was gifted to me not too long ago, and I'm going to play it. But I was like, okay, Dead Island. I don't care. I don't really care about the universe. I don't care about zombies. Maybe the crafting first-person fighting thing, maybe. But then I started looking up, and it's like, oh, this is a MOBA?
Kind of. It's like somebody took the, general player mechanics of a MOBA and slapped it into something that's more in line with kind of a top-down, almost Diablo-esque kind of game. I guess to back up, this is a free-to-play game on Steam that's currently in beta. Um, it is set in the Dead Island universe and is... Who the hell is developing this, actually?
I don't know.
Me neither. Start page. I should... Oh, yeah, Slumlock Studios. Being published by Deep Silver, that's it. Slumlock Studios, a studio in which who have done very little. Bloodline Champions, which I believe was another free-to-play something.
Huh?
Yeah, free-to-play online PvP arena game. and they've also done this, and DLC for both. So they are, understandably, a studio that I have not heard of for this.
Yeah,
But that
that's
being said, Dead Island Epidemic is not bad. If you ever played the Marvel MMO that had that weird rebranding thing, so they got a new Metacritic page. What the hell is it called?
I
Oh,
can't remember.
yeah, now it's Marvel Heroes 2015. That's right.
Why did they? Why did they change it?
Because how Metacritic works is once your game has an entry, that entry cannot change, and these basically, if you release a game in early access or in beta or whatever, and it gains a Metacritic page, if you release like a busted ass beta and get a bunch of shitty reviews, those reviews are going to stick around forever, unless you do what they did, which is change their game name, which in turn gives you a new Metacritic page.
That is super fucking sketchy. Like really
Yeah,
sketchy.
it's kind of super fucking sketchy, but on the other hand, it's also super fucking ridiculous that they have to do that.
Yeah. Well,
Well, let's be honest. Metacritic is um, as much a hindrance as it is a boon.
oh, absolutely. Metacritic reviews are. I can't put it in the right words, but they're not good. Like it gives you a very rough idea that is not necessarily a good idea of what if a game is good or not.
No,
And
it
then you have
gives
the user
you.
score.
I mean, almost honestly, the user score to me is semi-useless unless I'm going to drill down and read them. Simply as an aggregate number, it's yeah.
Yeah, and why would you read them unless there's like one or two specific ones that stand out? Because honestly, the rest are usually drivel, and it's like 10 or 0, and it's
Yeah.
like ah, it's like
Or
a mobile way of voting on a game. It's like this game is it's okay, 5 stars out of 5. It's like it pisses me off. It really does. It's totally
yeah,
useless. It throws the review system way out the window. I mean, that said, I hate numbers, but the fact of the matter is, it's a metric. I don't know. It's really pissed me off. I totally cut you off.
yeah, it's okay. It gave me time to engage the sleepy brain. Sleepy brain. Dead Island Epidemic. It is currently in open beta. I don't actually know when the hell it's slated for release, but I'm hoping not for a while because what they have now is a fairly promising base, but it is nowhere near ready for full time. Um, anyway, like I was saying, like we were saying, I guess, it kind of is an interesting mishmash between MOBA and character action game? No, that's more like a DMC. What the hell is the technical genre for like Diablo?
Diablo. Well,
Okay,
it's technically action RPG.
thank you. That's it. Yes, it is kind of an action RPG with MOBA player skill kind of development. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Um, what that means to say is that you are in an environment that is more suited to an action RPG. A fairly large map, multiple objectives, multiple areas. Respawn. In this case, there's actually respawning enemies, which is not true for a lot of other ones. Not necessarily all of them, but some of them don't do that. But instead of having, a Diablo or a, I was about to say Trine, but that's not it.
Torchlight.
Uh, Torchlight, that's it, thank you. Torchlight-esque character building and leveling system. What this has is the more MOBA-esque I should actually, if I'm going to do hand talking, I should do it in front of the camera. Uh, it has like 4 player skills that are mapped to QWER, and like in your Dotas and your LOLs and your Smites and whatnot, you gain XP, which in turn allow you to unlock and then subsequently upgrade those skills as you gain, levels. Um, and it works surprisingly well. I am slightly worried about the overall balance of the game in terms of uh, sorry, not necessarily paid characters versus unpaid characters, but um, more expensive characters, let's say, than less expensive characters. I'll get back to that in a minute, but uh, as I was saying, yeah, the MOBA-esque controls. It works surprisingly well in that there is no lack of opportunities to gain XP because you are killing lots of dudes. Oh, I should also mention there are two current modes, two current maps, in fact, one map each. In the open beta, there is Scavengers, which is oh, sorry, there are multiple maps in Scavengers. Anyway, there's two modes. Scavenger, which is kind of a PvP based team-based PvP, kind of trying to collect resources and return them to a drop-off point, while simultaneously battling other humans for access or control of the points and et cetera, et cetera. And then there's also Crossroads, which is more of a um, well, it's PvE, I should say, oriented, in which you are working together believe, yeah, in a team of four to kind of complete objectives for Dr. Bruce. No idea if he
Whatever.
plays any import in the Dead Island lore, such as it is. Uh, but anyway, my initial and subsequent reaction has been this game is not terrible. This game is legitimately fun in an brainless kind of action RPG way because let's be honest, Diablo 3 is a fantastic game to watch episodes of like Simpsons 2 or The Next Generation or Netflix or listen to podcasts. It is an excellent game if you only want to engage half your brain,
Yeah,
leaving you free to do other things.
you just go on
Um,
autopilot and click on things.
this one is less so in that it is multiplayer focused. It is co-op competitive. There is no single player component. It should be noted. Um,
Okay.
Nor is there any option that I'm aware of to play with AI. And I'm sorry, you might be able to start a match by yourself. I've never tried. Really not important in the grand scheme of things. It's best to think of this as a online game,
Okay.
multiplayer game,
Okay.
and it
Well,
is not bad. The diversity in characters is a bit lopsided, I'd say. The higher, uh, the more the more a character costs, the more flashy and interesting their skills are going to be. The more interesting mechanically their skills are going to be. I mean, off the start, you get access to one of four starter characters, as they call them, and while they each fill an individual role, you've got a tank type character, you've got a healer, you've got kind of a
you went muted. I can't hear you.
yeah, no, my mic just cut out there for a second. Anyway, as I was saying, the four characters you start off with, or you have access to one of four characters off the start, and then none of them are kind of visually interesting or particularly dramatic compared to the later ones or some of the other ones. I have spent, I think, $4 altogether on this game, and that is legitimately not a bad amount of money for something like this. They have like a no-brainer DLC because puns, which gives you
uh,
access to another character of your choice out of the. No, sorry, I think it gives you access to all of the starter characters, a little bit of spending cash, XP boost, that kind of bullshit. It is very much a game which is going to try and nickel dime you through microtransactions and characters and whatnot. It is not the Dota model. It is much closer to the LOL model of free to play, in
Okay.
that you will be paying for characters either through currency gained in game, fairly slowly at this point, I might add, or through fairly ridiculous sums of money.
Hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, they are not very clear about the translation or the value translation between in-game currency and uh, actual dollars. Specifically, you cannot. Okay, there's three kinds of in-game currency. There is kind of gear points, which are used to craft and upgrade gear. Um, there is a fairly interesting crafting system. I will say that. There is also just straight up, bucks. They're kind of a generic paid currency. You can use them to do just about anything. They can convert into just about anything else. And then there are character points, let's call them, for lack of anything better, which are um, a currency specifically a paid currency specifically devoted to unlocking characters. However, you cannot buy character points by themselves, I don't think. You have to translate that from bucks into character points, which is basically it removes it one more step from its value in terms of real world dollars, and it makes it that much harder to kind of understand, like kind of internally, just what you're spending money on, which is kind of shitty of them.
Yeah,
Um,
just a little bit.
it's kind of shitty. I am going to say um, this game is flawed in a lot of ways, especially on the kind of storefront and user end. It is only in beta. It is fairly early in beta, at least as far as whatever the hell beta means these days.
Well, yeah, it's whatever. That's a
Yeah,
discussion for another day.
yeah. But whatever else it is free to play. It does have a very interesting crafting system. There is an interesting amount of potential in the both cooperative and competitive maps and modes, and it plays fairly well. I mean, they do interesting combinations between your skills. I've got a guy I think called Hank, who is I think a firefighter with a grenade launcher. Because
Because that makes sense.
video games. Uh, and he's got combinations where like he can shoot out this flammable foam type stuff and then ignite it if any of his other skills contact it when it's on the ground for 5 seconds or whatever, and that giant wall of fire burning zombies, good times.
That's
uh,
typically not what a firefighter does.
I'm
Usually.
gonna say as a firefighter he would be bad at his job.
Extremely. Like, very
um,
badly.
That being said, he does seem to enjoy his particular brand of firefighting, um,
Jeez.
at least as far as his maniacal kind of personality and portrait go. I guess also it's got characters from the original Dead Island in it, and some semblance of a story. I'm not going to judge anybody who tries to gain some value out of the Dead Island lore. I am just going to say that if you are coming to this game for that, there's not a lot so far. Admittedly, it is a fairly vertical slice in terms of, at least I hope it is, in terms of beta. But yeah, not looking like it's going to be, let's say, the next War and Peace of video games. I'm not sure if there's been a first War of Peace in video games. Maybe Dragon Age Inquisition. I should get back to
No,
that. I say that every week.
don't do it.
What? Go back to Dragon Age Inquisition?
Or War and Peace. Either or.
I actually tried to read that in high school just for fun. Got through like the first 50 pages and put it down, and never looked at it since. God damn, that book is dry.
Isn't that like this big too?
Yes, I was kind of full of myself in terms of reading back in high school. I mean, well, I would skip periods just to go into the library and read Sherlock Holmes. Admittedly, it was also kind of interesting to read Sherlock Holmes, and still is. If
Yeah.
anybody's looking to read the original Arthur Conan Doyle books, they're pretty good.
Actually, I started watching Sherlock the other day. It's really
Like the
fucking
BBC
awesome.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the BBC
great.
series is, um, it's really good. It's kind of hit and miss in a couple episodes. There are definitely episodes that are better than others, but the overall quality is really high.
But we started watching it, and I was like, holy shit, these are an hour and a half long each. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, they're all movies, essentially.
They're not. They are, made-for-TV movies, pretty fucking close. If that's still a concept that exists in the world of, HBO and whatever Showtime.
But they're better. That's the thing. They're
They're
not like,
better than a lot of them. That's for damn sure.
oh yeah,
No,
totally.
acted.
hmm So going back to shit, um,
Hmm.
yeah, I got something.
You've
We
got
started,
shit.
well, we started playing Gauntlet again, and
Oh,
yeah,
actually, I saw Burke load that. No, I saw Andrew load that up uh, yesterday before I went to work, I think.
yeah, he
Anyway,
um,
that's
he
my
messaged.
interesting story to add to this.
Yay. Anyway, so yeah, I went over to Andrew's place and we played Gauntlet all the way through on normal because I guess they just bought it maybe, and either way they wanted to, they wanted to play it 4 player. So went over there and I own Gauntlet, like the new one, and I played a fair amount of it, just doing our things online on stream, just having fun. And my initial response to it when I was playing it back then was, this is fun. It's brainless. It's really mash a button until you win, depending on who you play, because all the characters play differently. Um,
Isn't the mage? This is from the guys who did Magica, right?
yes,
Yeah, and the mage plays like Magica,
yes,
and I understand that he is by far the most interesting character in Gauntlet.
yes.
Anyway, sorry. As you
No,
were.
you're absolutely right. Like seriously, it was like I play the warrior because lifting, and
You still into that? Jesus.
I'm fucking swole as shit. But anyway, yes. Anyway, so yeah, the warrior plays like a button masher. You get yourself into a precarious situation, you swing your axe around, and you spin to win, and that's pretty much it. Then you have the elf. You got your bow. You shoot bow and arrow. You can
Plays like
charge
a
up.
shooter.
Yeah, actually, twin six shooter is totally right. You can drop bombs. You can attach bombs, arrows, and I think you can
All
shoot.
elfin stuff.
Yeah, it's a thing, and that
Yeah.
the elf plays fairly well. The wizard, as we previously mentioned, definitely the most interesting, with the ability to mix up to 9 different spells with 3 different
On the
elements
fly.
on the fly. And those are like by far the most interesting out of the game. And then as the Valkyrie, you just have a shield and you go around and nothing can get by your shield, so you back
Do
up
you
into a
only have
corner.
a shield?
No, you got a sword, but I mean
Okay, I
like
was gonna say.
you pretty much like shield up, sword, 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 throw your shield, and just go to town. You're another melee damage dealer, so you got your 2 melee, you got your 2 damage, and then they also released a necromancer for whatever reason. I don't know why,
Why
but
not?
she's why not at all? Like I mean, it's
Correction.
totally fine.
Do you have to pay for her?
I don't know, and in fact, I'm gonna look that up right
You talk.
now.
I'll look.
Okay. Anyway, so she can raise the dead up to 5 at a time, and she also has it's like a medium range version of the warrior's attacks, essentially, where she causes a casket to rise out of the grave or rise out of the ground and then do an attack, which is similar to the warrior. So
Rise from your grave. And yes, you
exactly.
do have to pay for her.
How much?
Lilith the Necromancer pack, $5.49, and with
What?
that, you get Lilith the Necromancer. That's all you get.
Wow, what a fucking ripoff. I can say that like wholeheartedly. That's a bad deal. Anyway, so when I had played it on stream, when we had played a multiplayer online, we had a lot of fun. But I mean, it was completely and utterly mindless. Like it would go to room, clear it, go to room, clear it, bitch at each other, go to room, clear it, go to room, clear it. Like
It's
it was
not
just
too dissimilar from the original Gauntlet.
no, no. To be fair, but then I went over to Andrew and Berkeley's, and we were playing 4 player, and then we started noticing a lot of patterns, particularly in the level design, and it was just there were so many wasted opportunities in the later levels that the original levels had. Like um, the setup for every zone anyway is you go through a level, you're clearing stuff, you're moving along, and then the second area would be like a run scene where you're like in the first level you're running away from death literally, and if you touch it you die. So you have to just keep going, and that is a lot of fun because it's always tense and you're always freaking out, and like enemies are just coming out everywhere and you're just dealing with it, and that's great. Third level is like a big battle scene where you're essentially one screen, and you're just like a bunch of towers are popping up and you're just like laying waste to things, and then eventually you get to the main boss, and the main boss would have you do a puzzle. And like the first boss you fight in the game, there's like 2 platforms that you have to stand on in order to rotate these discs to lock so that you can attack the bad guy's heart. Spoiler alert.
The
And
bad guy has a heart?
apparently a big one, and it's really tough. But anyway, uh, like the first zone completely, it didn't feel like it was repetitive. It didn't feel like it was bad in any way. But then we cleared zones 2 and 3, and there are only 3 zones.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so like the first one is like the dungeons. The second ones are the caves, and then the third ones is the temple. But for all intents and purposes, it's hell, and the difficulty doesn't really ramp up that much.
Hmm.
But more importantly, the level design and character design just goes to shit. Like,
Hmm.
oh, it's really, really disappointing because in the caves, like the chase levels or whatever are just completely dark zones. Like you can't see shit, so you have to stick really close together, and monsters come out of the walls and stuff. And there's a surprisingly lack of use of spawners in the second and third zones, whereas like in the first areas, like spawner would show up, and then you have to deal with like multiple spawners and dealing with the bad guys that come from those. But then there's just like, okay, now there are bad guys. I'm like, why? Why are there bad guys? There's just this room full of bad guys, and then they're just coming out of the ground. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then the second world boss is like, just attack it, and like the boss's main attacks were completely easy to avoid and to get out of the way, and it's just like just fill it full of lead. Same went for the third boss. Like it was so boring, and the level design just got super super bad. Like cut and paste. I'm going to put this part, this, and it's like you saw the same elements over and over again. And once again, they very rarely use spawners, so it was just like you're just making your way for no reason. There were only 2 levels in those areas that felt at all interesting. Um, or is it 2? Maybe even 1. But there was one where you had to like move lava around in order to raise up the lava level to get through the door.
Okay.
Like that was interesting. That was fun. Like you're coming to a goal. Oh yeah, and the other one, the caves, there's a lot of like verticality, so there'd be like zones up here, zones down here, and then you'd eventually come up here and do patterns and come across, and that was interesting. It had some depth, and it had, like I said, verticality, so it made it at least a little bit more interesting. But on the whole, like the game was just so uninspired. And I mean, it's unfortunate. Like it went for like classic tropes, and it was just the warrior's dumb meatbag, the elf is wisecracking, the wizard is old and wise, but it it was
I kind
so
of wish they did a bit more magic to it, just in terms of humor and level design and just ingenuity in terms of crazy bullshit.
Absolutely. Like Magica was a great game through and through. All
Magic
of
of
its
Vietnam, also fun.
Oh, exactly. Well, and the fact that they even came up with the idea of Magic
Yeah.
in Vietnam is like, seriously, they decided, you know what? Fuck it, we're putting in guns. Like,
Fuck it, we're sending up to 4 wizards in robes, to 1964 Vietnam.
yeah, it's like, seriously, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be funny, and let's just roll with it. And it was great. Like, it was awesome. Like, Athena and I beat it. Like, she wanted to play that game, and it was great. Like, the game was a lot of fun, but this is just it was very
Disappointing.
half-assed. It's disappointing, especially because, like I said, the first zone was actually a lot of fun and it was a good time to go through. But the second and thirds were just like, why is this here? Oh, and the last thing that I absolutely have to talk about in this game is the level progression. So you can unlock spells or abilities that you can use with potions, and that's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. And then it's like, okay, you can also unlock different like costumes and armor out of a very select few of them after you've beaten certain levels on a certain difficulty, and they are cosmetic only. They don't do anything at all. So that's kind of a waste of an opportunity. And then finally, the experience points that or like the experience that you get from playing the game is completely useless. Like there's one that comes to mind. I can't remember exactly what you have to do in order to get it, but it's like you have to, let's say, kill so many monsters in a particular level zone, like say the dungeon. Like, okay, so you've killed 2,000 monsters in the dungeon. What do you get? Well, you get 5% more damage on monsters in the dungeon. Like it's very particular, and it's only for that character. It's not across all characters. So if you want to unlock everything for everybody, you have to grind the fuck out of these achievements, and
Is
it's
there
awful.
much in terms of replayability?
God no. like
Okay.
like if you were really into it, you could. You could absolutely play the shit out of this, but why would you? Like I said, the only inspired area is the start, the first level. After that, it's just like we need to get this shit out the door. Let's copy and paste it and move on. Like
Sucks.
it's really, really, really disappointing because it's not necessarily that I had high hopes for it, but I expected better.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Would have expected better from the makers of Magica.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's the
Actually,
thing.
speaking of paid character DLC, what do you think about Clover, the new Payday 2 character?
Well, that one I'm on mixed terms with because I would totally buy her if I were going to play Payday again.
Yeah.
Like I used to love Payday. I mean, obviously I fucking put 200 hours into that thing. Like I really like Payday. And while it's disappointing that she's paid for, particularly she is paid for because you look at the rest of the character list and you got Hoxton, which technically you had to pay for Hoxton Breakout, I think. Did you? I'm gonna look that up 'cause I'm not actually sure.
All right. Well, I will say that as you look this up, they do have a Payday 2 Game of the Year edition that is basically, by the looks of it, every single piece of DLC they ever put out, which is a lot if you look at that list. Um,
Absolutely, it's huge.
and it's on for about 40 bucks, I guess, American, 44 or 34 Canadian, which is
Yeah,
50% off the retail or the total cost of that. And even if we ourselves are not playing Payday 2 right now or anymore, Payday 2 is still a really goddamn good game. And
absolutely,
most, if not all of the DLC they have put out is pretty damn good. So
absolutely,
if you are at all interested in that game and have, 40 bucks to spare, that is not a bad way to pick it up because that will set you up proper in
Oh,
terms
I
of
agree.
heisting until the new year.
Oh, well into the new year.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and the Hawks and Breakout was free. So
Hmm.
the two characters that came out that were not part of the original crew, being Old Hoxton, and John Wick were completely free. And now Clover comes out, and you have to pay for her. And it's like,
And all you
I,
get is her, more or less.
yeah, her and a rifle and a couple masks. But I mean, like, it's really cool that they finally added a female heister. I'm super, super happy that they finally did it. But why do I have to pay for her? Like, she should come with it. Like,
Uh,
I understand you got to pay your character designers, you got to pay actors and all that. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into designing a character. But at the same time, what's their excuse here? Like, the Hawks Breakout entirely was free. John Wick was completely free because of a tie-in with whatever the movie company is.
with Keanu Reeves, yeah.
Yeah. So, like,
Do you know if that was any good?
I don't know, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up.
Me neither. No, because I did not think of that movie again until you just mentioned it. Basically, I learned of its existence when that DLC came out. Completely
Yeah.
forgot about it until right now.
It looks like it's not bad according to the internet.
All right, I can trust the internet sometimes.
Like, not necessarily the best movie out there, but has an action movie ever been like 9 out of 10 on like
Heat.
IMDb? Heat. Okay.
Terminator 2. Um, it's a fairly select group, I will give you that. Uh,
Terminator 2, 8.5 on IMDb.
yeah, that's what I figured. I don't know. The Rock?
I doubt that.
I don't know, man. The Rock's pretty fucking good.
7.4.
Not Dead Island. What the fuck? Bruce Willis. Starts with a D.
Die
Hard.
Die Hard. That's a good contender. 8.3.
Okay. I don't know. The original Matrix?
Maybe. Maybe. 8.7.
Yeah, there we go.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. Check Heat, just if we're talking about heisting.
Heat was 8.3.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, considering that John Wick was John what? John Wick. 7.7. Yeah, so I mean, like that's not
That's
far
actually
off.
not bad.
Yeah,
If we're talking like Terminator 2 is only an 8.3, 8.4, I mean,
yeah,
these are all kind of bullshit scales anyway, but at least it's usually a bullshit scale on which a lot of people have weighted it.
yes, and it's a bullshit scale that is relative to one another,
Uh,
as opposed to
anyway,
Metacritic.
yeah,
But yeah,
Payday 2. It's a good game. We're not playing it anymore, but this is a real good deal in terms of, uh, you know, quantity of content versus price.
absolutely. And I mean, like the game right now being $40, in total for the Game of the Year edition, getting you all the weapon packs, all the characters, all the levels. Like that includes Hotline Miami, all the weapon packs, which
It
are
includes Clover.
includes Clover, includes the Diamond Heist, which I probably won't play. Um, I don't know. I didn't really find the look of it interesting. What else does it include? Like the Big Bank. Big Bank's a lot of fun. The soundtrack's fantastic. Uh, let's see what else is there. Yeah, I mean it's really a good deal.
It's
All things
legitimately,
considered.
by the looks of it, every single piece of DLC, including the Shadow Raid, which I know you were so fond of.
I fucking love Shadow Raid, but Shadow Raid was also a free one.
Yeah, to be fair.
But yeah, but I mean I still absolutely love Payday. I just don't see myself putting any more time into it. And I mean, like that said, 200 hours.
Yeah, it's not a
like,
bad amount of time.
it sounds like I'm totally shitting all over Payday, but I'm not. I absolutely fucking love it. I'm just done with it. I loaded it up the other day. I can't remember. Like, I was streaming. Oh, I think it was just like a Sunday whatever stream, and I loaded it up, did the Christmas mission, and then I just closed it. I was like, I don't want to play this at all. And then it was like, more Spelunky, yay!
Spelunky's always good.
Spelunky is always good, and actually, I wonder if that's on sale because I guarantee you it's on sale. But
It'll be on sale before the end of the holiday sale. That's for fucking sure.
oh, absolutely,
If it's not yet.
50% off, 8.49 Canadian,
Hmm.
and that's a game that everyone should own.
Agreed.
I mean, I have how much time in it? 51 hours in a game that you can beat in half an hour if you're good enough. If you're
Uh,
good enough.
yeah, but that's kind of bullshit. Saying you can beat it in saying you've only even put. I mean, people will put thousands of hours into fucking Spelunky.
Oh, and have actually, you know
Uh,
what? I'm gonna look this up because I guarantee you, I've got a friend over 1,000 hours. Or
Binding of
maybe
Isaac
not.
Rebirth is also available and on sale. If we're talking about, you know, roguelike exploration games.
Holy fuck. Okay, so my friend Fedrin, she makes a like daily challenge video almost all the time, and I know she leaves her game running sometimes, so she can do two dailies like in a row. But according to Steam, she has 1,077.9 hours into Spelunky. Holy shit. Actually, Binding of Isaac, that if it's a 1138 Canadian, maybe, maybe. I haven't played it yet.
For Rebirth, that's worth it, honestly.
Like, I don't know.
Rebirth is good.
I played a lot of the original, and I had a lot of fun. But I don't know if I really feel like I want to spend a lot of money to get another one.
It's a good version for those who haven't played it before. It's also a good version for those who played it and really enjoyed it because there's new content, it's rebalanced, it's less buggy. Because the original one, for as much fun as it was kind of busted in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
So
never really
it's
had a
not bad.
problem.
Here we go. Let's see. I have 266 hours in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I have 191 hours in Aeon Collector's Edition because fuck it, why not? 170 hours in Dark Souls, 170 hours in Black Ops 1. I have 140 hours in Dark Souls 2, 150 hours in Modern Warfare 2. Okay, 113 hours in Dishonored. I
Wow.
have played a lot of shooters. I'm just going through my
Apparently.
90 hours in Killing Floor. 90 hours in Bad Company too. Huh, that's actually almost surprising.
I'm not surprised, actually. I really like the multiplayer in Bad Company too.
I did too. I just have no friggin' memory of it. I like cannot. I can. Okay, I have one memory of Bad Company 2, and that was me on an island by myself with a sniper rifle shooting towards a kind of garage kind of thing on the shore and not doing very well. That is literally my only memory of Bad Company 2.
The biggest memory I have is there was a snow multiplayer level, and I recall that there was one point in a building that you always had to take, and I would always just blow the shit out of it. It was just like, okay, that's the area, nuke that one, and it was just like artillery all the time, and that was pretty much how I got all my points.
Fair enough.
Got it.
Uh,
I loved that game. I really did.
yeah, I'm kind of. I hope they do another Bad Company. Especially, I hope they do another Bad Company. After Hardline, and not jump immediately into another, let's say, more traditional Battlefield.
Yeah, I agree. But that said, unfortunately I'm not going to play it. So
Yeah, I guess there is that. That is. I understand that, but it is very self-limiting because, believe it or not, they do actually do some good games.
oh no, I absolutely agree. Like I crave Battlefield right now. Like I have a serious problem where I want to play it but I can't. Like due to my own self-limiting. And
We,
like
we should explain what that is first for those of us who.
all right. So if you haven't watched any of our previous content, you would not know that I have a personal vendetta and boycott against any and all EA games. Now, this rooted from it rooted for years and years of EA just being complete assholes, but it came to fruition when SimCity came out and they blatantly lied to their customer base saying no. You can't play this game offline, and someone, a modder is like, actually, yeah, you can. I just did it. It took me half an hour. Like,
It's a
you
little
know,
buggy, but give me a second. I just started.
exactly. It's like they completely fucked around with their audience, and it's like bite the hand that feeds, right?
Hmm.
So I decided, no, I'm not going to support them anymore. And unfortunately, EA has this thing where they buy every game company, and then they publish their games, and sometimes they throw those companies out to the dogs.
Yeah, so are you specifically against EA published or EA developed games, or everything, including just games EA published that had no influence on the development of?
Everything, which sucks because that means that I can't play another Bioware game,
Yeah.
which means I can't play another Dice game. Command and Conquer.
PopCap?
Oh no, PopCap! Oh no! How will I get my I don't
Uh,
know, fucking bejeweled? What did they do?
yes. I don't. Oh wait, no, actually no, I lied. There's at least one PopCap series I really like, and that's Bookworm.
I never actually played that. Or
Bookworm's
no,
really
I
good
have
if you
played.
like words.
I have played it, but for like 5 minutes because I'm not a word guy.
Let's see: Battlefield, Burnout, Command and Conquer, Crisis, Dead Space, Dragon Age, FIFA, Fight Night, Harry Potter, Madden NFL, Mass Effect, Medal of Honor, NBA Live, NCAA Football, Need for Speed, NHL, Rock Band, SimCity, The Simpsons, The Sims, Skate 2K Series, SSX, Star Wars, Titanfall.
You just muted yourself again.
I cut out there, I just realized. Ghost Games, Maxis, PopCap, The Sim Studios, and Visceral. They
Yeah,
have a
there
lot
there are
of
many.
market. Jesus.
Yeah, they do. There are a lot of really good games on that list. Like a really good series. Like the ones that I miss out of that list. Obviously, like I said, Battlefield. I'm gonna miss some Bioware stuff, even though I'm not a big RPG guy. Like I still like to dabble.
Yeah.
Uh, any Need for Speed game because those were a lot of fun.
Burnout.
Uh, Burnout, yes, Burnout is massive. I loved that game, but past tense. What was the other one that was in that list that I really liked?
Medal
There's
of
another.
Honor.
Fuck Medal of Honor. No, thank you.
Uh,
Um, there was one. Shit.
SSX?
Nope. Where is that
Keep a
list?
look up because it'd be shitty content if I just went through that entire list again.
It was NHL. NHL is a game that I
Oh,
definitely play.
okay. Do you and Afina play that? Or
Uh,
would you and Afina play that?
it's come up. And it doesn't come up that often, but yeah, that's something. And I mean, the fact that they added female players too.
Yeah.
Like, although I hear the latest NHL game is complete and utter rubbish.
Oh, there is franchise hockey manager though.
Wow.
I just did a search for hockey on Steam.
No, thank you. Seriously. But
Dude, Europa fucking Universalis. This is
yeah,
not
well,
far off.
that is true. That is definitely true.
Admittedly, this barely has mixed reviews though.
Yeah. Let's see, what else was here? System Shock 2? What? Really?
You're talking about EA still?
Yeah.
Let's see. System Shock used to be Looking Glass, and I believe they got. Huh.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, whatever.
maybe not. System Shock. Oh, and they must have just published that because publishers, EA, developers, Rational, and Looking Glass. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, and Rock Band, of course.
Actually, that's shitty that you can never go back and play System Shock 2. Admittedly, it looks like, unshaven ballsack at this point, but it's still a really important game.
It's probably. I think I might have to put, like, a gate on it for, like.
Yeah, like a spoiler age limit.
Yeah.
Everything before, 2005 is fine.
Yeah. Well, even.
everything before EA bought them. How's that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, even this, like, I'm looking at the list right now, and I've come across, like, Bulletstorm, and that was a game that I voted for the next sale.
Actually,
And,
yeah,
like,
Bulletstorm was good.
yeah, like, I played a demo of it, and it was kicking and saying the F word a lot.
Yeah, but there
Um,
was a whip. There was this interesting combo system. There was, a fairly infantile sense of humor, and admittedly, the story wasn't fantastic, but it was really fun to play.
and that's all right up my alley. I am infantile. We've discussed this a lot.
Sometimes.
So I mean, like that's something I like. Or like Command and Conquer, particularly Red Alert. But I mean,
Yeah.
Generals. Like I played the shit out of Generals when it came out. Like I
Did you
love that
ever
game.
play many of those or much of those online, or at least multiplayer?
A little bit,
Okay.
not
Because
much.
I was about to say we should have like a retro Thursday throwback or something where we just play Red Alert multiplayer online.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I
Can't
like
be
that
that
idea.
expensive to pick up.
Oh God, I'm sure it's dirt cheap now. Actually, that reminds me, Lyndon. We were playing Crib, and I threw on I threw on some Sublime just to chill out, have some music while we were playing. And he's like, "Oh man, you know what this song reminds me of?" And I was like, "Dave Mirra BMX." And he's like, "Yeah!" And then he still owns the disc, and it works. It works in Windows 8.
Nice.
So it's like, man, let's stream that. Fucking yeah.
I
I
will
can't.
say there are a lot of games, or sorry, there's a very specific couple of songs that I cannot help but associate with like the first Tony Hawk.
Yep. Superman.
Mm-hmm. Being a
Yep.
prime example. I apparently don't know if you can still buy the first Red Alert anywhere.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on GOG.
I just checked. It's not.
Really? Unless they have a thing against
I,
EA.
uh, oh, I bet it's on Origin.
Oh, probably. I'm not gonna check,
Uh,
and I'm not gonna
I'm.
install.
I have it installed for other reasons. I'll do that.
I'm going through the list,
That
and it's like I'm just going through a list of Electronic Arts games, and then it got to FIFA, and it's like every system that it's on makes each chunk like this. So it's like FIFA '09, FIFA 10, and then it'll get to like the next non-FIFA game, and it's like tick, 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 tick. Like just
Whoa, weird. It's not even on
what's that?
Origin.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm. Where would you buy it then?
I
Could you
don't.
buy it?
Maybe you can't.
Hmm.
Oh wait, Command and Conquer: The Ultimate Edition.
Maybe. I wonder.
Yeah, okay. It has that. That's $20 for like 17 different Command and Conquers.
Let's see.
Admittedly, like half of which are bullshit. Oh, half of which are like. Oh, yeah, of course. These were back in the day where expansion packs were actually a thing. So uh, Yuri's Revenge and Counter Strike and Aftermath.
Mm, yeah.
I put a lot of time into Tiberian Sun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. Like I said, I
Yeah.
really, really like Generals. Even I even picked up the Zero Hour expansion
Hmm.
pack. That was a lot of fun, especially if you were like the terrorist organization or whatever, and you could just be completely invisible and have invisible bases, and no one could see where any of your shit was. And then it's just like, oh yeah, I'm right here. Boom. Like that was fun. That was a good game. But yeah, it's like Rock Band. I won't be able to play Rock Band. Which
Let's
reminds me,
be
if
honest.
anyone,
Go
oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say, if anyone wants a Rock Band stringed guitar, call me up. I want this shit out of my fucking house.
Yeah. There reached a point where I realized I'm never going to play these again. And as much as I enjoyed it at the time, and as much as I kind of dig the weird novelty of DJ Hero, no, it's all going in the garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do with it? You have all this plastic gear that you can't do anything. Actually, I gave my Rock Band controller, or sorry, my Guitar Hero Xbox 360 controller off to my buddy Kevin the other day because he was lamenting the fact that he only had one. I was like, take it, just take it. I don't want it. Get it on my face. And he's like, I'll pay for it. I'm like, no, no, I will not take your money. Just take it. I don't want it. I don't even fucking have an Xbox anymore. I haven't had an Xbox in years. It's like,
Really?
this thing's in my house. I don't want it in my house. I'm trying to clean my house. Just get it out. But it's a thing.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're creeping up on an hour here.
Yep,
Um,
we got a few more minutes.
I was gonna say, uh, think about it for a second, but if there's one game on the Steam Holiday Sale that you think people should buy, what is it?
Hmm. Well, let's take a quick look.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, Splunky is definitely one of them. As far as, games that are just on sale, not necessarily on sale all the time.
Spelunky's on sale a lot of the time.
Yeah, and you should buy it. Everyone should buy it because that game
Everybody
is,
should own at least one copy of Spelunky.
yeah, absolutely. Like, Spelunky's just a good, solid game. Um, Aside from that, I'm not sure. Like, Payday 2 is not a bad idea. Hey, Divinity's
Payday
on
2.
sale. Not that I'm going to buy it, especially for only 20% off, but it's there and it's on sale.
That's why you add it to your wish list, and then eventually it'll be 66% off or something.
So, yeah, but by then nobody will want to play it.
I don't know. I can't. Me and Andrew only came back to it like a year after it came out.
That is true, and he's playing the shit out of it right now.
Yeah, I feel really bad that I kind of ditched him on that.
He was like, "Oh, I gotta play by myself now." But whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, as far as like games that I can absolutely recommend to get right now, Spelunky is definitely one of them. EU4 is on sale right now, and I absolutely adore that game. But I mean, that's a very specific, user base. Like, that's not a game for everybody at all. Um, and then I saw Crusader Kings 2 is on sale again, which it was on sale last week as well. Once again, same problem is that it is for a very specific audience, and I can't recommend that to a lot of people. Monaco's on sale for 75% off.
Okay.
That's a lot of fun. Um, I think I could scroll for days, and I could look at games that are like, this is good, but doesn't necessarily stand out.
I'm kind of going through my library right now, just looking for things that were good, but maybe didn't reach a lot of people. I mean, I'm thinking
Yeah,
Cosmic DJ is a good choice for me. I mean, Crypt of the Necrodancer is never a bad
well,
choice.
that's always something I recommend for anyone.
Um, if you're into character action games, like Diablo-esque kind of games, Van Helsing, the first one specifically, I had less love for the second one. It was pretty good. Um, oh
There are a
wow,
lot of games.
I own like 3 different copies of Jagged Alliance 2.
What?
I have Jagged Alliance 2, Jagged Alliance 2 Unfinished Business, and Jagged Alliance Back into Action, which I think is an HD remix of Jagged Alliance 2.
Yeah, it sort of is. It wasn't like I put like 40 hours into that game,
It was alright.
and it was all right.
I
The
put
thing I hated
37
about
in.
the thing I hated about it was you couldn't repair your armor. That was really the only thing I didn't like about it. Everything else I totally enjoyed, despite the mixed reviews.
Yeah, it wasn't quite what I was looking for in like kind of a modern Jagged Alliance game, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Well, it
Um,
wasn't bad. It just wasn't, it wasn't canon really. Like it didn't fit that role.
yeah, Mark of the Ninja is another game that's worth getting if you don't have it. Shadow of Mordor, there's a game I can recommend. Shadow of Mordor. If
You
you
know,
should,
I want it. I really do. I'm debating picking it up if it comes up on the main sale.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that I have against buying it right now is the fact that I don't know when I'll get to play it, but
Uh,
it's
it,
definitely
it
there.
it's unlikely to go on a steeper sale. Uh, in between now and like the next, I guess, spring sale.
I thought I saw it for 33% the other day,
Yeah,
and it's
I was just gonna say
25.
during this sale is the lowest it's gonna be for the next foreseeable future. So I would, even if you're not going to play it for a month or two, now would not be a bad time to pick it up because that is a game you should play. It is really good.
Yeah, and I want to. I really do because it just looks like a shit ton of fun.
Yeah,
So
it is. It plays really well. I mean, did you play many Assassin's Creeds?
I played one for a little bit, and it didn't really catch me. I played two, and that was fun. I beat two, and that was the extent of my experience. So
Fair enough. No, you will. It will be less revolutionary to you then, having not played quite so many Assassin's Creeds, but it plays really well. I could also recommend Black Flag, I guess, if we're going for that kind of genre. But I think Shadow Mortar is going to be my pick for games somebody should think about buying during this sale.
fair enough. Oh, there's lots of games to play. Lots
Yeah, I
of
mean
games to buy.
this war of mine.
Yep.
Zaphos Diaries. Actually, the guys who did Zaphos Diaries just put out another game called Dead Knots that
I
I
saw
have
you bought.
not had the time to properly learn how to play.
I
Um,
want that game. I want
it's
it. I want to try it.
really interesting. It is definitely a game that will take you a weekend to learn, though.
Dude, I
It,
play Paradox games. I'm
which
fine.
are also at least a weekend worth of learning, probably more.
Like a Paradox game takes like a week solid
Yeah.
to figure out what you're doing.
All
And
right.
it's like, oh, now I
30
get it.
hours
Now I'll
in,
play it.
I think I know what all these symbols mean.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my guy's short and ugly.
Okay, yeah, I will say Shadow of Mordor is my pick.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with Splunky because fuck yeah, Splunky.
Eventually, Spelunky shall not be the first choice, but it's probably going to be a while. Also, Towerfall. Fuck it, buy Towerfall. If
Always
you,
buy Towerfall.
yeah, just everybody keep a copy of Towerfall handy, just installed on your computer, just in case 3 random people show up at your door.
Absolutely, totally. Actually, I was talking to Wit the other day online. And I was like, he was looking for a game to play, and I can't remember what he was choosing between. I think it was Far Cry 4 and something.
Actually,
Whatever.
Far Cry 4, also not a bad choice. Far Cry 4, if you enjoyed Far Cry 3, you will like Far Cry 4.
Probably. But
Very
anyways,
much.
trying to pick between the two, and I was like, Towerfall! And then he reminded me that he had it for PC and PS4, and I was like, buy it again! You
What
can
system was
always
he talking about then? Like Vita?
No, I was just like, always buy more Towerfall.
Oh.
Forever. And
Oh.
always.
I think Towerfall is coming to Vita next
What?
year. Yeah.
Really?
I know Sony just had their Sony conference experience. I don't fucking remember what the hell they call that thing, but basically they
PSX.
announced a bunch of um, indie titles that are coming to Vita next year, and I believe Towerfall was one of them.
Huh. I don't know how that would work, but I'll give it a
It should
shot.
work fine. It's got face buttons and 2 thumbsticks.
Yeah. No, it should work. It's just,
Yeah.
if you do like same room multiplayer where you're using
Like ad
Wi-Fi.
hoc?
Yeah. I don't know.
I bet ad hoc multiplayer would work pretty well in that.
I
I've
think it would.
heard I would really enjoy that at like PAX or something.
Yeah. Well, because it'd be
Yeah.
convenient because everybody would have a copy. You wouldn't have to look at the screen. You just, boom, there it is.
Like, shit. Actually, what would be awesome is just handing out codes for that to people in line if they have a Vita or something.
Yeah. And be
That
like,
would
we're playing this right now.
Word of mouth.
Oh, fuck yeah. Actually, I'm going to think about that now. But anyway, we should wrap it up. So
Yes,
for
I have a little bit to do before I'm going into work today. I got work
Yeah.
in 2 hours. And it'll be a quick day, short day.
That's good.
An easy day, as they say, and I got tomorrow off. Tomorrow's board game night, or day.
Yay!
Yeah.
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 Which plane?
Right now, looking like Settlers. Maybe
choice.
some Metal Gear Solid Risk.
I like that game. I like it a lot.
I wish we put more time into it. It was kind of silly. It was kind of fun, but we never played it nearly as much as we should have.
I never played it with you.
We played it at your house.
Oh right, because that was the thing. I was thinking of your copy because we both have it.
Oh, jeez.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in a bit. Take
Yep.
care.
See you in a couple of weeks, folks.
Bye.